Alright, so let's take a look. Sister Ballistic has decided to move. She doesn't have any food, but she's going to take a risk and move forward. She's behind. She can't forage again because she already foraged that spot. So she's going to take a risk, see if it pays off. And good old Sam the Butcher is going to scout. He's going to use that Great Explorer card. And since he's got a 3 and she's got a 4, he's going to go first. So, let's pull 3 cards for Sam. 3 tiles. Let's see. 1 from there, 1 from there, 1 from there. Sam's kind of looking for single encounter tiles right now. Just kind of easier ones. Because he doesn't have a whole lot of food. So, we don't have any easy options. But we will go with this forest here. Oh, we have to link up the thingies there. So, forest here. Got to link up the exits as best you can. And then we'll put fields here. Now I can redraw one of these, so I think I'm going to redraw this one here with the Great Explorer. I accidentally drew 2, but this one is the one I actually looked at, so I'll put this one back. He's got a 1 there, but he has to set it up like this, which isn't so bad because he hasn't explored this tile, and if he can get some good food here, maybe he can go through and explore this, and he doesn't have to scout to know what it is, so that actually works out pretty well. Now, our nun is going to move, so let's see what she draws. Oh no, she's got a mountain tile. Now, you can see there's a dead zone here, which means that she can encounter something here, but it won't count toward her encounter score. And she has 2 encounters before she can forage. This is not good, fellas. So she's going to put that there, and then move into that dead zone. Now, it's only 1 encounter, so that's, you know, small mercy. But let's see what she gets. A party in need. You meet a small party with a pregnant woman. They are scarcely armed, and ask if you can escort them to safety. We don't have any food, so we can't agree. So if you refuse, lose 1 morale and take a journey point as normal. If we had any food, we could draw a follower, which would have been really cool. But we're going to discard this encounter card. Lose a morale, which, you know, she's got some morale to spare. Sister Ballistic cares not for your needs. And she's going to move up. She caught up with Sam the Butcher. Now, these guys aren't really in the same terrain, in the same area, the way it looks there. But if they're in the same terrain, at the end of the round, they can trade. So, for example, if Sam was in a mountain square, the game sort of abstracts that they're closer to each other and that they can trade. They can also use this flare to trade with each other, but they don't really like each other. Sam hates nuns, and Sister Ballistic hates everybody. So I don't think there's going to be any trading happening. Anyway, that's the end of the round. Let's go on with the beginning of the next round and the event. Trader Caravan. A trader caravan is passing through the area. All players may trade with each other immediately, regardless of terrain type. Discard this card after it is resolved. So, oh, I forgot. When that hurricane happened, the heat wave was discarded. So everybody got a health back. Because the heat wave took away a health, and it said when the heat wave ends, get your health back. So there we go. Everybody got a health back. So now it's a trader caravan. Do they want to trade? I just said they don't want to trade. Because all she can really trade is bullets. Or this knife that she doesn't even want anymore. So, And he only has one food, so he's not going to give her any food, which is really the one thing she wants. So they don't like each other. Forget you, Trader Caravan. Nobody cares. Alright, let's go ahead and eat. Sam has one food left, and Sister Ballistic, unfortunately, loses a food, so she's going to lose another morale. These things add up, fellas. Sister Ballistic, hungry. Look at her. She's gripping her stomach there. Looks like she's got a Starbucks cup. I don't even know. Alright, let's see what actions they're going to do. Get on with this round. Alright, let's see what we got here. The nun, Sister Ballistic, has decided to move. Unlike Sam the Butcher, who decided to move. The thought here for both of them is that if they can get past this encounter zone on their tiles, they get to draw a supply card, and maybe they can get some food out of that. It's doubtful for the sister because she's in the mountains. But old Sam the Butcher is going to be in the forest when he moves. So let's do the nun first. She deserves a break. She's got a single encounter there in the mountains. The encounter is munitions dealer. You may exchange any weapon, piece of equipment, or one food for 2 ammo. Now she's got all the ammo in the world. She just doesn't have any food. And this doesn't let her move forward. But anyway, she's going to trade her knife, which she's kind of suddenly glad she kept, for 2 bullets. Just to keep up with her namesake. And she finished an encounter, so she gets to go forward on the encounter track. Good for you. And she completed the tile, so let's put one of those down and get her a supply card. So she's in the mountains, so she gets a food and an equipment. So here's food, and equipment. Let's see what she gets. Painkillers. Discard at any time out of combat to regain 1 health. Now she's at max health right now, so she's going to hang on to that. And let's see what happens with old Sam. Sam is going to move into here. Get 1 encounter. Pit trap. Obstacle. Roll a speed test. Now Sam has a 3 for his speed test. Keeping up my run on speed tests. He gets a 2. He's fine. He runs away from this pit trap and ends up right next to the nun. So that's not too bad. Not bad at all. So now that space is completed. And Sam gets a supply card. Gives him a food and a piece of equipment. His food. And a piece of equipment. He gets an MP3 player as well. It's not the same one because the other one's up here in my little discard piles over here. So he can use that anytime out of combat to regain 1 morale. He's going to use it right now. And he rolls a die. On a 1 to 3, he discards it. I rolled a 6. Alright, so this time I get to keep it. It's just going to go over here in my pile. Going to take up a spot in my inventory. And there we go. That's a good couple of rounds for our friends here. Why don't we go ahead and check out the next event. Beginning of the next round. Summer days. Alright. While this card is in play, you gain extra food when foraging. This card remains in play until you draw a seasonal event. Now that's good, because they both are needing to forage. They both finished their respective tiles. This works out pretty well. So, they both need to eat. Neither one of them is in a safe zone. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Eating makes her happier. Her hunger meter goes up because she now remembers what food tastes like. Oh, I just remembered I got rid of a knife. So, take that out of her inventory. And Alright, let's think about what actions they want to take. They're pretty tempted to forage because they've got level 2 encounters coming up soon. So let's see what they do. Just so you guys know, this is a rare sight. These two cats fight all the time, and for Kif to be grooming Stitch, there's got to be some kind of cataclysm coming up or something, because that just rarely happens. Anyway, back to the game. We've got our actions chosen. Sister Ballistic has decided to forage. What a shocker! With the summer coming and everything, her having no food, and also the butcher's going to forage. Same reason. So let's do the nuns first. She's in the mountains, and her supply card gives her a food and 2 bullets. She is the bullet master. She's got so much bullets. Or so many bullets. You wouldn't know that. I used to be a professional writer. But this will be the butcher's foraging. He's got a food and an equipment. Maybe he can get another MP3 player. So here's the food. And the equipment is a scope. A gun scope. Mount permanently to a pistol, SMG, or assault rifle. Weapon gains 1 range and loses 1 die. That's something the nun might want to trade for in the future. That might be worth thinking about for these two. Oh, since it's the summer days, they each get an extra food. So, 1 for you, and 1 for you. That's it. That's their turn. Good times, everybody. Alright, let's go to the next turn. And see what the event is. Snowfall. Now, the seasons are really weird in the Posthuman world, because it's in the summer, and now it's snowing. You can't scout or forage this turn. And it's going to take over the summer days. Alright, so they can't scout or forage, but I don't think that's what they were going to do anyway. Actually, she foraged, so I flipped that. And he foraged, so I flipped that, just to show that they can't forage there anymore. So let's get their actions figured out, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I figured out their actions, but first, before I forget, they got to eat. Alright, it's snowing, so they couldn't scout or forage, but they had already foraged. So the sister is going to take advantage of their chance and just move blindly into the mountains. And Sam the Butcher is also moving, a little less blindly, onto this other tile here. Now this is a 4 encounter tile. It's 3 zones with the second one having 2 encounters. So he's going to go hungry for a little while before he can finish this thing. So we're going to have to see how that goes. But before, in preparation, he's going to listen to his MP3 player a bit. Sam the Butcher's got some smooth jams on there that he's listening to. Little Kenny G, perhaps, left over from the good old days. So he's going to roll to see if it breaks. And it does not. I rolled a 6 again. I'm rolling pretty hot on this game. So, they're both moving. So let's start with Sam this time, because I think we started with the nun last time. Sam is just going to step here, and that is a single level 2 encounter with a siren. She's a mutant. She has mental attack. Both player and siren roll a die and add mind. So let's see. This is going to be for Sam. His mind's a 2, so I got a 3. And for the siren, 4 plus mine of 3 is 7. So she wins. What happened? Siren wins by 3 or more. Lose 2 morale and gain a scar. Now I forgot that I gained 1 morale from the MP3 player, so I lose 2 there, and I get a scar. And this one is actually a mutation. If I can get it to focus here. It's a rune club of some kind. Rune club, bone club hands. So that's 2 of my 5. But it's a successful encounter. I finished an encounter, so I get to go forward. And now I'm across the river. So the nun is moving, and she's blindly searching for the next available spot, which is a double encounter in the forest. Alright, this is going to be 2 level 2 encounters. First one is a haunting. You dream of a gorgeous figure that radiates presence and leads you back through your life, commenting on a number of events therein. Probably the events that led a nun to pick up a pistol and start shooting people. You wake up with a start and swear you can feel the figure near you. Deduct your mind from your current morale. So her mind is 5 and her morale is 5. So if it's -1 to 0, it's -2 morale. Or she can choose to take a scar. You know what? This is Sister Ballistic. She can take that scar. She's the first one she's taken all game. And she's got Spearhead. So this will be interesting if she becomes a mutant. So that's a successful one. So she's got another level 2 encounter to worry about. And this is a Netboy Trapper. Speed 2, health 2, melee 2, range of 1, and 3 dice for range. If he hits with a question mark, it's a net. Now, any ranged hits don't cause damage, but they net you, which means you're down to 2 dice for the first round of melee combat. He does 1 damage and a scar, and he's got +1 minion with him. This is the first minion we've had, and it's going to be a mutant minion, which is going to be a tackler. Check this guy out. So the speed 4, 2 health, 3 axes, 3 melee. His question marks are a hit with a knockdown. He's going to do damage and a scar, and after shooting, he has a chance to tackle you. So if the Netboy hits and then she fails a speed check, she will have 0 dice in the first round of combat. So that's ugly. So how do we want to play this? We only get 1 shot. Do we shoot the tackler and then hope the Netboy doesn't get us? Yeah, I think that's what we've got to do. Alright, so she's got 4 dice to shoot, and she's faster than the Netboy. She's got speed 3, he's got speed 2, so she's gonna shoot first. 3 dice, that's or 4 dice, that's 3 plus the pistol. As we know, expert hits count for her. 3s do not, and 1s do, and question marks are hits. So that's 3 hits. And then, so that kills the Netboy. Now let me look and make sure that this ranged combat isn't simultaneous. I'll be right back. Alright, so if your enemies are killed before they can shoot back, they don't get a chance to. But if I recall, I was going after the tackler, because I would rather... Yeah, I think I was going after a tackler. So let's pretend we're going after a tackler. That's the worst idea either. Anyway. So, Netboy's going to shoot at me. He's got 2 X's and a question mark, which is a hit. So he netted me. I only get 2 dice in my first round of melee. So we're equal on the melee stat, which means we would normally get 3 dice each. He doesn't outnumber me anymore because I killed his tackler buddy. I was a little offended by the short shorts here from this guy. So, but since I'm netted, I am down to 2 dice. Let's see what I can get here. I've got the spear though, so he's down to 2 as well. I've got an expert hit and a crit. That's cool. And then what does the Netboy get? Hey, he's also got a crit and an expert hit. So we both hit each other with a crit. So he's going to do 2 damage to me and a scar. And I'm going to do, let's see, 2 damage to him. Alright, so I have 4 health left. And he's going to take 2 damage and die, which is good. But I get a scar. So my mutation is unstable. So that's 2 scars for her. They're tied in the Mutant Olympics. But I did get an experience point, which is good. Let's see, how many experience points does she have now? Oh, I forgot to take a bullet away for the gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so she's got 7 experience points. She's going to use all but 1 to raise one of her stats. And I think the best idea would be to raise her shooting to 5. Now she gets 4 dice in shooting attacks. And she's moving up. There she goes. She's completed this tile, which means she gets a supply card. But our supply cards need to be shuffled, so I'm going to do that real quick off camera. So, something occurred to me. I misread the shooting 5 diagram. This has 3 dice, and it lets you use master hits. That's what that last super blurry symbol is that I can't seem to focus on. That means that she counts the blank hits as regular hits. But she already has that with her rifle expertise skill. So I've decided not to go with shooting, and I'm going to up her speed. So that means that she can trade out one of her melee dice for these green dice, which have more shields on them. But they don't have a crit. So if she's feeling defensive, she can roll a green die instead. Alright, I've shuffled up the supply card, so let's see what she gets. She is in the forest, so she gets 2 food. Delicious. It's 2 food for her, and she's feeling pretty well sated. Alright, one mistake I noticed, last time I used the MP3 player, I didn't move his morale back up, so it should have gone up, and then down, and it should be back at 3. Alright, let's check out the event for this round. Weapons dealer. A weapons dealer is passing through the area. You may exchange 3 ammo or 2 food to draw a single weapon card. Resolve immediately in turn order. Discard this card after it is resolved. She's actually pretty happy with her weapons right now. Not enough to sell off her stuff, really. How about you? Caliburn is awesome. He hasn't gotten into melee yet, and he's got plenty of ammo. I don't think we're going to use that. Alright. Sam's going to use up his last food. Sister Ballistic is going to use one of her last 3. And let's figure out what these 2 crazy kids are going to do this round.